Hey sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1980s for March 2024. Now, to avoid any duplication of cards on the top 10 list, I'm going to be taking a look at 10 different cards. If there happens to be any other significant sales of any of those cards, I will make note of them. Now, for the month of March, there were a couple of interesting cards that made the top 10 list. So, let's go check them out. Coming in at number 10, we have this 1982 Flair Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 24th for $3,251. It was an auction. There were 38 bids. The current VCP average price is $2,771. The record high sale was $3,500 back in February of 2021 for a PWCC listing on eBay. There have been 2,934 cards graded a PSA 9, but only 310 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there was one other significant sale of the 82 Flair Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card, also in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 14th for $2,752. Coming in at number 9, we have this 1984 Don Mattingly rookie card in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 16th for $4,000. It was an auction. There were 71 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $3,421. The record high sale was $6,500 back in March of 2021 through eBay. There have been 3,466 cards graded a PSA 9, but only 322 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there were 3 other significant sales of the 84 Don Mattingly rookie card, all in PSA 10s. One sold on March 16th for $3,900, one on March 25th for $3,650, and one on March 5th for $3,100. Coming in at number 8, we have this 1980 Burger King Nolan Ryan pitch, hit, and run, rated a PSA 10. This one sold on March 31st for $4,550. It was an auction. There were 15 bids. Now, the current VCP average price is only $510. So, based on this eBay sale, it would represent a new record high for a PSA 10 copy. The previous record high was $686 back in September of 2020 through eBay. Now, there had been 246 copies of this card graded a PSA 9, but this card here is one of only 8 that have received a PSA 10 grade. On to number 7. We have this 1986 Topps Traded Tiffany Barry Bonds in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 13th for $4,650. It was an auction. There were 54 bids. The current VCP average price is $4,960. Now, the record high sale for an 86 Topps Traded Tiffany Barry Bonds in a PSA 10 was $16,000, twice in February of 2021, one through a PWCC listing on eBay and another regular eBay listing. Now, in a PSA 9, there have been 1,442 cards graded, but only 445 have received a PSA 10 grade. Now, there were 3 other significant sales of the 86 Topps Traded Tiffany Barry Bonds, all in PSA 10s. One on March 31st for $4,615. Another on March 31st for $4,545. And a third on March 6th for $4,500. Coming in at number 6, we have this 1989 Topps Heads Up test issue of Bo Jackson in a PSA 9. As a Wade Boggs super collector, I have the Wade Boggs from this set, and it is truly a rare card. This one sold on March 23rd for $4,950. It was an auction, however, there was only one bid, and that is the current VCP average price, as this is the only recorded sale of a PSA 9, and there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Bo Jackson card. To demonstrate how rare this card is, there have only been 15 total of the Topps Heads Up Test issue graded by PSA. Coming in at number 5, we have this 1981 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 4th for $6,949. It was an auction. There were 74 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $5,721. This sale in March represents a new record high sale for a PSA 10. The previous record high was $6,900, reached back in February of this year through Heritage Auction. Now in a PSA 9, there have been 994 graded cards, but there have only been 42 that have received a PSA 10 grade. Coming in at number 4, we have this 1982 Topps Traded Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 27th for $7,106. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price is $6,442. However, this particular sale was not in VCP's database. The record high sale for a PSA 10 was $20,101 back in February of 2021 through a PWCC listing on eBay. Now, there have been 4,321 cards graded a PSA 9, but only 411 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there were 2 other significant sales of the 1982 Topps Traded Cal Ripken Jr., both in PSA 10s. One sold on March 24th for $6,358, and another on March 24th for $5,950. Coming in at number 3, we have this 1989 Bowman Tiffany and Griffey Jr. rookie card in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 3rd for $8,000. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $8,300, but this particular sale was not in VCP's database. The record high sale, though, was $23,800 back in February of 2021 through a PWCC listing on eBay. There have been 477 of the 89 Bowman Tiffany Griffey cards graded a PSA 9, but only 157 have been graded a PSA 10. Coming in at number 2, we have this 1984 Topps Tiffany Don Mattingly rookie card in a PSA 10. This one sold on March 31st for $8,000. It was an auction. There were 51 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $7,106, so this $8,000 sale represents a new record high for a PSA 10. The previous record high was $6,100 back in February of 2021 through eBay. There have been 349 graded a PSA 9, but this is one of only 53 that have been graded a PSA 10. And on to the number 1 sale from the 1980s for March. This 1980 Charlotte O's Cal Ripken Jr. Police Orange Border Minor League card, only in a PSA 3.5, but these cards are so rare that on March 18th, this copy sold for $16,400. It was an auction. There were 43 bids, and that is the current average price and the record high sale. It is the only recorded sale of a PSA 3.5. And there have only been 20 that have been graded higher and nothing graded higher than a PSA 8. Well, there you go, the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1980s for March 2024. As always, would love to know what you think about the cards that made the top 10 list. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.